Peace and blessings, y'all, on this corner boxing 24. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing pretty good. As always, God is great, God is good, and I can't complain. Got some bad news though, some sad news in the boxing world. Aidos Yerbossynuly, I can't pronounce his whole name, but Aidos Yerbossynuly is the fighter who fought with David Morrell, super middleweight fight on Saturday. He was put into a medically induced coma after taking multiple punches from David Morrell in that fight. He put up a very good fight in that fight. Strong, a lot of courage, bravery. He came back in the middle rounds, landed a lot of body shots, but all throughout the fight, he took a lot of damage. And I believe that fight could have been or should have been stopped at some point going towards the 7th, 8th, 9th round. Definitely, in them later rounds, 8, 9, 10, right? That fight should have been stopped because, a good judge, I'm not knocking the judges because I know they got a hard job, but boxing has to change because here it is. You have judges that will stop fights early from 1-2 punches, and the guy wasn't really taking a whole lot of damage, and they'll stop it from 1-2 punches. We got a history of that, right? But then you got the judges who will let the fight go too far, but they're taking punches all fight. And then what happens? They wind up being put into a coma or sometimes even lose their life. So boxing has to be reformed from the early stoppages and the late stoppages. But most importantly is the late stoppages because those are the ones that's putting people at risk, their health at risk for being damaged for the rest of their life or from dying in the ring. Boxing is a brutal sport, okay? Yeah, you got gloves on, and it protects your hands. It's more for protection of your hands, them gloves. It protects you, it's supposed to protect you with your hands being wrapped and the gloves from doing a lot of damage, but you still got that power behind that glove, man, that's coming. And your boss, David Morrell, was hitting with some straight shots, man, some straight rights, some jabs, uppercuts, hooks, overhands. Like he was hitting him with a lot. His face, his nose, his eye, like his whole face was damaged, man. His face looked bad. So at a certain point, you have to look. No matter if you could see it, you could stop the bleeding. The bleeding is one thing. But if you want to stop the long-term damage, man, these fights got to be stopped. Those are the fights that need to be stopped. And I'd rather get a complaint as a judge from that than stopping it early. And the dude didn't really even take no damage. I'm just going to stop it because he got hit with a 1-2-3 combo real quick. Oh, man, no, I'm going to wave it off. That's how boxing has become. That has to stop, man. You can save these fighters' lives, man, by stopping these fights at the right time. You just have to really look, man, and say, yo, man, he's taking damage, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I did a video on the fight, and David Morrell in the middle round looked like he was getting a little winded to me, a little tired, but he didn't stop throwing punches. He did look, in the middle rounds, he slowed down, but then he picked it back up in like that 8th and 9th and 10th round and finished it out real good. But before that, I saw the little windedness with him, the little tiredness. He was throwing a lot of punches, man, with bad intentions, man. He was really beating this person up, man, this fighter. Okay, he's from Kazakhstan, tough fighter, man. And I'm just gonna say I wish him the best. I pray that he comes out of that coma and he's restored to his full health. I pray, his family is okay. God bless him. He don't deserve to die for trying to support his family and himself and put his life on the line like that. God is in charge of that. But I just hope that he comes through. And I hope boxing takes a real good look at these fights, man, and realize, man, it's better to stop it early when a person is getting damaged all throughout the fight than to wait too late and not know what's going to happen because He was rushed to the hospital, and then that's what happened. See, so the damage was already done, and then it lingers. And then once the fight was over, man, you know, he didn't go out on no stretcher, but once the fight was over, man, he wasn't well. You know, he wasn't well. David Morrell helped him back to his corner. You know, I mean, he was damaged, man. He was really damaged. Okay, pardon me. Let me say it. The end of the fight, I didn't watch. Once it was the decision, so I don't know if he went out on a stretcher. So I'm going to correct myself on that because I didn't watch the end of the fight. I just knew David Morrell won. He stopped him. I saw that, and he was helping him back to his corner. So if he did go out on a stretcher, then that means they knew right there. But if he didn't go out on a stretcher, then once they examined him, they realized he was really damaged more than what it seemed. So again, prayers for his family, prayers for him to come through that coma and be restored to full health. And who knows, he may not ever box again, but at least he has his life, he got his health. Okay, that's most important, all right? So that's all I really got for right now. Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page, please leave your comments, and keep this fighter in your prayers, okay? Peace.